bed, and visions of your whirlwind day are spinning round your head. A chance to spend some precious time with husband or with wife. Your partner looks at you and says, "It's late, please get a life." You're a teacher, a marvelous creature, as you manage many fronts. You're a teacher, a magnificent creature, because you can do 10 things at once. That was the end of it until the next day. And as I was going down the hall towards calculus class, there was a great hubbub outside the room. And when I got there, I said, "What's going on?" They said, "Mr. Mitchell, you're not going to believe this. Andrew has outdone himself." Now, Andrew was an artist at heart. He was not a calculus student. Andrew, instead of doing his calculus homework the night before, had spent 2 hours creating the following picture for me. And I'll let you see this. I'll just explain. In this Pantellitis original, I'm in the buff. I'm holding a very strategically placed calculus textbook. And Andrew was so proud to present this to me, and we had a great celebration. We passed it around. Everybody had fun. It's still got the little strand of hair at the top and the little bow. It's beautiful. And I said, "Andrew, I even have a title for it. We'll call it Calculus, the Bare Essentials." And I have a fear about missing appointments and meetings, and this sort of relates to that, but in a very strange way. And I think you'll see as we get into the song. It started out with Vikings all assembled for a ride. The trip was to the Sioux, and in that day they would arrive. The coach of this fine Cager team was steady at the wheel. With time off from his daily grind, this tourney was ideal. Right here I want to ask you if you ever have been late, if you have ever blanked out and just missed a special date. Don't think that I'm foreshadowing a literary ploy, 'cause this sure ain't what happened to the players and to Troy. Imagine how your heart would race, how your pulse would skip, if you had just completed such a long and winding trip. To seek out your hotel and have the clerk say in a squeak, "You're just a tad too early, 'cause that tournament's next week." So, way to go, Troy, you're our own daydreaming boy. This world of ours, it sometimes brings us little more than grief. Then right off the wall comes our own Troy Small. He's bringing us a healthy dose of comic relief. Dear Troy is now immortalized in legend and in rhyme, 'cause just like Panasonic, he's a man before his time. Way to go, Troy, you're our own daydreaming boy. This world of ours, it sometimes brings us little more than grief. Then right off the wall comes our own Troy Small. He's bringing us a healthy dose of comic relief. Yes, he's bringing us a healthy dose of comic relief. Way to go, Troy. Whether you're teaching in elementary school, senior elementary, high school, you see some of these budding romances take place. So this story is appropriate for a gathering like this. And it's a personal story, because it's a year later, a friend of mine had 4 tickets to see the Beatles live at Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto, and I devised a clever plan. I reasoned that no girl on the face of the planet would turn me down if I invited her to see the Beatles in Toronto. And this is a blow-up of the ticket stub from that day. And I'll ask this gentleman right here, your first name? Pardon? Alan. Alan, can you read the price off that ticket? It's about halfway down. The ticket to see the Beatles live at Maple Leaf Gardens in 1966. Right-hand side, about halfway down.
$5.50.
$5.50. Thank you, Alan. I bought bought 2 of the tickets from my friend. I phoned Rana up and I said, how would you like to go with me to see the Beatles at Maple Leaf Gardens? She said, I'd love to go, but I'm going steady with Roy. I said, I'm aware of that. It's only one date. Talk it over with him. Maybe he will give you clearance. A bold move on my part. And she came to school the next day and she said, he's okay with it. Obviously, Roy thought I was harmless, right? So we're going to see the Beatles at Maple Leaf Gardens. Some of us are old enough to remember the time the Beatles were on Ed Sullivan way back at the 40th anniversary. Hands up, hands up. I knew you would be here. Hey, way to go. All right. Okay. I didn't think you'd be here in such large numbers, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm glad to get home. So a week later, I called her up. Monday night, her mom said, Rana is not home. Tuesday night, same thing. Rana's not home tonight. Wednesday night, same thing. Thursday night, Rana called me and said, I've got to talk to you, Dave. Now, guys in the audience will know. When a woman says, I've got to talk to you, it is not a good news item, right? It is not a happy time. And women have the following speech genetically encoded in their DNA, and it goes like this. Dave, you are a really nice guy. Are students of English literature. If you wanted to write a romantic poem to express your innermost thoughts to another human being, what form might you use in the classical sense? And the answer is not limerick. What might you use? What might you use? Yes, I knew you would know. Thank you. You would use a song. My career, I'm enjoying my second career. I'm enjoying my marriage. I love my wife. I love my kids too. And things are fine. Now, time marched on, and it was the 25th anniversary of the opening of Forest Heights Collegiate. Remember, we were there the first day? So it's the big gala party. It was on the far side of the table and down about 4 couples. Well, after about 15 minutes, Heather elbowed me and said, for Pete's sake, go and ask her for a dance. Well, thank you, dear. So we're having this wonderful dance and we're reminiscing about old times. So in my mind anyway, to this very day, Rana still has the doll. And Rana still, in my mind, wishes that I had tried harder. When we did this, we were producing the musical Grease. Now, hands up if you've helped out with a musical in your school. Lots of people have. Yes. A musical, as you well know, is a nervous breakdown just waiting to happen for the producer, the director, the key players who are on staff. Junior Math League, it's on today. Junior Math League, what can I say? Junior Math League, today is game 4. Junior Math League, now you know the score. Junior Math, it's on today, whoa, whoa, yes, it's on today. Tell me more, where does it lead now? Tell me more, give me 121. Junior Math, it's on today, whoa, whoa, yes, it's on today. Block C, B121. Later, I arrived home, and in the mail was this letter. It was very strange. There was a crucifix on the front, and it said, congratulations, be advised that you've been chosen and made a fellowship miracle recipient. A powerful miracle, Cross of Fatima, is working for you as of the date of this certified notice. I eagerly tore into this envelope, and inside I found a return envelope addressed to the Holy Land Fellowship Miracle Entitlement Program in Hackensack, New Jersey. And I also found a miracle activation card. Think of it. A miracle activation card for $29.95 sent into Hackensack, New Jersey. This company is going to guarantee you a miracle, and I will read the satisfaction guarantee. With my 24-karat golden miracle Cross of Fatima, I can look forward to one miracle after another. If I do not receive at least 2 major miracles, ladies and gentlemen, we are not talking minor miracles, these are major miracles. And if I don't receive at least 2 of them this year, I may return the package for a full refund. And my first miracle is a chest of genuine diamonds, emeralds, rubies, and sapphires, all for the $29.95 sent into Hackensack. Now, I took it in and I showed my students, and then I took it into the staff room, and I said, anybody else getting mail like this? And they said, no, Dave, it's you. So I passed it around, we had a great laugh, and somebody in the staff room said, you know, there are about 30 of us in here. If we each chipped in a little, we could send away and get the instructions from Hackensack. 2 weeks later, I got home and I received this letter from Madame Daudette, also from Hackensack, New Jersey. Then I realized my name has been sold to a mailing list. By the way, my birth was such a significant moment, it appeared on her own personal astrological charts. She has come to know me and love me. My wife was very interested in that part, and Rana would have been interested had Rana known. So Madame Daudette says for $29.95 sent into Hackensack, she will tell me how to take advantage of my golden wave, which is special magnetic energy, and she's going to tell me what to do, not just in a general way, but a very specific way, hour by hour, even minute by minute, so I can do the following: improve my chances of winning the lottery once again, and win big at bingo. And you know, that's always been so easy. I've just never won at bingo. This is very difficult to do, and I have practiced many hours to perfect this, and it just takes me a minute to set up here, and I hope you'll bear with me. Anybody here really into PowerPoint? PowerPoint? Yes, we must have a few. All right. This is not PowerPoint. This is sort of at the polar opposite end of the scale. Leads here, another there. What's the subject? Hey man, I don't care. Information is the key. It's my virtual reality. My wife slides dinner under the door. My kids think I don't exist anymore. But I'm right here, can't get enough of all of this important stuff. Hey, I wanna surf the net. It's 2 a.m., but I'm not done yet. Hey, I wanna surf the net. She and the kids have skipped the state because I don't communicate. But I say we could talk just fine if she would ever get online. Hey, I wanna surf the net. It's 2 a.m., but I'm not done yet. Hey, I wanna surf the net. Come on, hey, I wanna surf the net. When I told them I was going to be on Zosky, the one boy said, oh, I got a great Zosky story. My mom is a huge Zosky fan, and one particular time she injured her ankle and she was off work, and so she was able to listen to Morningside every morning, and the dog would get taken for a walk at the end of Morningside, right? Well, one particular day her ankle was really acting up, and she couldn't take the dog for the walk at the end of Morningside, but the dog heard the closing theme, and like Pavlov's dog, was bouncing at the door, wanting to go for a walk. So anytime they wanted not to have to take the dog for a walk, they had to jump for the radio and turn it off before the closing theme to Morningside came on. And I said to Peter, I think they renamed the dog Pavlov, and then he picked right up on it. He said, Pavlov, don't go out for a walk. We're sending out a false signal. It was the end of the show. He was very pleased. We had a great conversation. What a great guy. And I was just higher than a kite. The director came out and said, that was really good. We're going to put it on the best of Morningside and Morningside in the summer. So that interview got played a number of times. But the best thing was when I was driving home on the 401 to get back to my afternoon classes at Cameron Heights, I was now in the time zone where it was being played. See, we did it live East Coast time, right, 9 to 12. But then our 9 to 12 was an hour later. So I'm driving down the 401 now listening to my own recent interview with Peter Zosky. I open the window, hey, 89.1 FM. I'm on Zosky. And so I got back to school and went into my afternoon senior class, and this was just such a precious memory. They all stood up and clapped. It was just so nice.
Do me another thought.
All right, now the pressure's on this one.
Yeah.
Because I'm not using the computer. Okay, so
I wasn't going to squeal on you. I wasn't going to tell the world that a brain played that. You played your keyboard with no fingers. You just pressed a little button.
Okay,
now
now
rap group.
the other song.
Here it is now. Fingers,
Right, yeah.
toes.
Now, you cannot divide by zero in mathematics. When you have a fraction, the denominator cannot be zero. So to help my students remember that, this is to a Christmas melody, okay?
Oh, not that Christmas melody.
Oh, zero, that funny number, has a shape that looks like O. And if you want to use it, there are things you need to know. Never divide by zero. If you do, you will be sad. Getting a crazy answer, making your report look bad. But treat zero as your friend. Use it carefully. Safe to multiply or add. That's the rule for zero, lad. And lessons. Zero, that funny number, wants to be a comrade true. But never divide by zero, or you'll be getting 0 too.
As in life, the male version of the puppet is simple, straightforward, very easy to operate. The female version, by contrast, is much more complex, much more difficult to operate. It only stands to reason. In fact, if you want to operate the female version of the puppet, you really have to be a little bit of a closet gynecologist. However, if you can get past that, then you too can do Muppet-type puppetry. So a very brief puppet skit for you. I have to make a really fast change here. So let's see if I can. There's no way around it. I can't believe I won this ticket for the maiden voyage of the Titanic in a poker game. Now there's a girl I'd like to meet. Don't even try, Jack. She'll have nothing to do with the likes of you. Close your eyes, Rose. I'm flying, and I'm the king of the world. Jack, will you draw me like one of your French girls? Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, yes, yes. Iceberg dead ahead. Captain, I'm afraid it's a mathematical certainty. The ship is going down. I said it's going down. It's going down. You'll not die tonight, Rose. Not this night. I'll never let go, Jack. I'll never let go. Oops, Jack. I'm sorry. I let go. Hi, this is James Cameron speaking. And this version of the Titanic, which cost under $1 to produce, has been brought to you by Junior Math League Game 2, which takes place during Period B today, B120. See you there. This song is dedicated to Mrs. Mack. Now, by the way, Mrs. Mack taught me French in 1966, same year I took Rhonda to see the Beatles. Mrs. Mack was a wonderful, wonderful teacher, but she was a little quirky. Every day she would walk in, take a little notepad, she would walk up and down the aisles, and she would write down the name of every student who had not done the French homework. She would then calmly walk to her desk, take out a cap gun, and come around and shoot the little notice here. That was 1966. Do not try it in 2005. If you try it in 2005, two things will happen. First of all, it'll take 30 seconds for the SWAT team to arrive. And second, we'll all be chipping in the dollar, not to send to Hackensack, but to get you out on bail. Thank you, Kellogg's and Nabisco. Merci mostly to the rest. Now I won't be stumped at breakfast words when I try my civil service test. mailbox bilingual, getting mayor every day, and that's better. Sure. The end. La fin. Say, what's the French word for Cocoa Puffs? Thank you. Great grade 11 home form. We laughed and laughed and laughed. And one thing I wish for you in your teaching career is lots of laughter. I hope that happens for you. Anyway, we laughed, we had a great time, and I performed for them this happy face routine. So I would like to do that for you now. Gray skies are gonna clear up, put on a happy face, brush off the clouds and cheer up, put on a happy face, take off the gloomy mask of tragedy, it's not your style, you look so good that you'll be glad you decided to smile, pick out a pleasant outlook, stick out that double chin, wipe off that thought look, slap on a happy grin, and spread sunshine all over the place. Just put on a happy face. Gray skies are gonna clear up, put on a happy face. Brush off the clouds and cheer up, put on a happy face. Take off the gloomy mask of tragedy, it's not your style. You look so good that you'll be glad you decided to smile. Pick out a pleasant outlook, stick out that double chin, wipe off that slap on a happy grin, and spread sunshine all over the place. Just put on a happy face. Put on a happy face. Put on a happy face. And if you're feeling cross and pickerish, don't sit and whine.